right, 55 degrees and sunny on this 20th day of September. You got yourself aired out live from Barrie, Vermont on Fly on the Wall Productions. Streaming. You bet. Everywhere you get your podcasts and on the web at airedoutvt.com. Raylene right alongside me. Sun is shining. It's a beautiful freaking day out there right now, Raylene.
It is a beautiful day.
In the neighborhood.
And it's going to be for the next several days. It looks like we're going to have some pretty amazing weather for not only the Heritage Festival and all of the events happening there, but for the Ladies' Ride on Saturday as well. So super excited about that they're going to have a great year for their 10th and final ride.
I'm seeing the words abundant sunshine today. I love that. What is it, 67, upper 60s today? That's so nice.
Yes. And
so
you know what else is today? The first day of square dancing. So I'm taking Graham over to the square dancing at the Barrie Area Senior Center.
From 1 to 3.
From 1 to 3. Yep. Today's the kickoff. Well, apparently it wasn't on your calendar in time because you stood my grandmother up. She's never going to forgive you because you shook on it and you told her the value of a handshake.
The irony here is amazing. And how old is she?
She's in her 80s.
All right. When you have a handshake deal with someone in their 80s and you break that, that's not good at all. I hope she doesn't... I hope she doesn't get in a tangle with me over this. I hope we can still be friends.
Well, I hope you can too, but, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll try to make it up to her. Roger Hill's saying a beautiful day today. Upper 60s is going to be amazing. It is National Care for Kids Day today, which, of course, we love kids. We talk about it all the time. Give them the emotional support that they need and be a good parent. And, I remind myself every day that there's always improvement to be a better parent for your kids. Every day I say, I got to be better tomorrow. Got to be better tomorrow. But give them the time, the focus, the attention that they are craving. Today, always, every day, 7 days a week. That is your responsibility as a parent. And they didn't ask to be put on this earth. You brought them here. So step up and be a great parent and take good care of your kids. There. How was that?
Good, I guess. I'm not quite sure where all that came from, but good morning.
That's just how I feel.
Good dad.
That's just,
or mom.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. What else is going on?
Well, it's Ladies' Day at Vermont Quick Lube and Car Wash in South Barrie. It is Wednesday, So I don't know why you forget that Wednesdays is it's a special holiday every week.
Yeah.
It's called Ladies' Day.
At Vermont
That's what
Quick Lube.
Wednesday is.
Yeah.
Well, it's everywhere. They just honor it nicely. But I'm here to tell you it's everywhere. So Wednesdays is Ladies' Day. Yeah.
Why is there not a Guys' Day over at Vermont Quick Lube and Car Wash?
It's Guys' Day every day at Vermont Quick Lube and Car Wash. You can go over there in the garage as a man and scratch whatever you want and spit and cuss and all that stuff and feel right at home. Once a week, the ladies get to go there and feel like a lady in the garage because they don't do all of that stuff. It's a very special day made just for us where all the boys behave themselves and we can go over there and get lubed up and we can get a flower and a car wash and all that great stuff.
Sure.
We love them.
Yeah.
I love them.
Did they give you a cigarette afterwards in the parking lot?
Once in a while.
Okay.
Yep.
So here's the thing. You're almost implying, and I don't care if I get in trouble this morning. I could give a shit. You're almost implying that it's the guys that scratch themselves. As if it's only the guys. Ladies scratch themselves too.
Never in public. You wouldn't do such a thing as guys do. I'm just saying.
But why though? I mean, if you got an itch. you got an itch. You scratch the itch.
Oh, jeez.
Doesn't matter where.
We're going to move past that quickly.
We have a brand new sponsor this morning. I'm going to let Raylene take the wheel on this
Yes,
because
we
this is
do.
huge news.
So this morning we are welcoming Delicate Decadence to the sponsorships. I'm so excited about it.
So am I.
They are presenting sponsors of the Air Dot podcast now. So they're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 6, and Saturday from 8 to 2. They do breakfast every morning, as well as breakfast sandwiches on their homemade bagels that they make fresh right there. They have muffins and pastries and all kinds of amazing things.
Coffee's always hot and it's always fresh.
Yes, and
you can have hot and not fresh. Theirs is both.
Yes, theirs is both, and then they have lunches, salads, and soups and sandwich. Every day there's quiche. There's different soups every day, and then they do the Wednesday takeout meal.
Yes,
which this week is Caesar salad, chicken Caesar salad. That's this week's, and then they'll be rolling into their fall menu. He changes up his menu and does, the more hearty, hug you meals. That's what I call them, like the pot roast and things like that.
Turkey dinners.
So yeah,
it's all home. It's all home cooked stuff.
It's all home cooked, but they do catering. They cater events. They do specialty cakes. Here to tell you right now that their carrot cake and chocolate chip cookies. Whew, you won't find any better. So you can give them a call at 479-7948. That's 802-479-7948. You can check them out on Facebook. They have a website. It's delicate-decadence.com.
So, what are you going to be like updating us all the time on what the Wednesday meal is?
Of course,
oh my God.
Of course I will.
God.
And it's right in the Blanchard block, 14 North Main Street in Barrie, in the main level of the Blanchard block. And if you have not gone in, just go in. The atmosphere is in there.
Incredible.
It's just so cool. It's bright and modern, but not. It's modern but cozy.
And Tim Bolton and his whole family and his staff are unbelievable.
Yes, so we're very happy to have them.
Can I say something about the carrot cake?
Yes.
I'm not kidding.
Melt in your mouth.
I'm not kidding here. One time I was over there, I was having carrot cake. And I'm sitting there, and I'm going, get the carrot cake going. And I'm going, oh yes. And Tim comes over, and he's like, JD, you think you can just dial it back a little bit? Because, you're kind of moaning and groaning. Some people are looking over here. That's how much. But that's how good the carrot cake is.
Yes,
I
it
cannot
is.
be
It's
quiet.
so good.
I can't be quiet.
The same with those chocolate chip cookies. I'm telling you,
And the
you
macaroons?
need to go over there and try those things.
The macaroons.
Yes.
What about those?
I know they're wonderful.
Lemon squares. Oh.
Every once in a while, I go down. You know that I love the team at Yipes. I just love them. I consider them very good friends of mine, and they get super busy and sometimes overwhelmed, having kind of a not so great day, and I will go down to see Tim at Decadence, and I will get a mixture of things and bring them down to the
boxes.
Oh my gosh, the girls. I call it the 3 o'clock pick me up or the 2 o'clock pick me up.
So
but
good.
The boys at the garage get ice cream on really hot days. But
Sure.
Yipes, they have to get pampered with some Delicate Decadence. And
It's fantastic.
they're always just so happy when I bring them that.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love this. And at some point, we'll get Tim on the air.
Absolutely. We'll go live down there, show you around. We won't let JD eat carrot cake.
Oh,
but,
I will.
Absolutely.
I will.
We'll be down there.
We want to say happy. I know we have so much to talk about this morning, but just a quick happy birthday, Karen Carlson, Kelby Gilman. We have Sandy Magoon, Bruce Watson, Christy Bowen, and Devin Fox is on the birthday list today.
Well, happy birthday.
Of course, he didn't put his age down there.
Of course he didn't.
Well, we're in the 60s now, I think, for Devin. But happy birthday, everyone. Hey, Chris Dags is going to be joining us live at about 9:30 or so, in about 20 minutes this morning here on Air Now. Mm-hmm. Take it away.
Well, I want to address a question that's on here because I don't want to ignore it. It's from Carrie Ann Martell, and it's in regards to an employee being fired for attempting to stop a person from the hilltop from theft. And while I understand that I think an employee being fired while the criminal gets away is not a great thing, I've looked into this before with other people. I've listened to both sides, and I have to understand that it's actually a policy, and Walmart is one of them. It's in their handbook that you never do that.
What are we talking about?
That they stop. I just told you
restrain this.
Right, and it's in their handbook, and it is one of their policies that not happen.
Yeah,
that you do not do that, and part of that reason is actually selfish on their part in one way, because they don't want the liability of their employee getting hurt.
Sure.
The liability, them losing that merchandise could be a drop in a bucket.
Sure.
Compared to a loss of life or a severe injury where they're paying workman's comp and this, that, and the other thing for a great amount of time.
Sure.
And it's just against the rules,
right? And
that is the case for the majority of retail.
Yep.
And then law enforcement themselves ask that you never intervene. You let them do their job.
Yep. And
while I appreciate very much somebody stepping in and being willing to do that, especially if it was, if it was an employee stopping somebody, an old lady, from getting her purse snatched or something, my God,
yes.
In my mind, they should be a hero for doing such a thing.
Sure.
But they can be fired for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. Lots.
So it doesn't mean it's right. I'm just answering the question that it is policy, and Walmart is not the only one with that policy. That's pretty much standard across the board, no matter where you work.
Yep. In the same breath, I feel like saying that I wish more and more people stepped up and
exactly
did what needs to be done. Because by the time you call the police, and the police are understaffed, and by the time they show up, I mean, it's like more and more people need to be more actively engaged in their community in a positive way, and in a protective way, and more of a proactive way, I think.
I agree.
So,
and it's just super tough because you have to also think of yourself and your family, and is your life worth a cart full of stuff that Walmart can afford?
Yep.
But that's not the case with a mom and pop store. If you went down to Nelson's or
yes.
One of the local shops here, and you took something,
I agree.
It's a very tough situation for sure, but just always be careful. And and I feel bad that person was fired. It does seem a little extreme. Maybe a reprimand or, some training.
Yep.
Maybe go through the handbook with them a little more, something like that. But
I know.
I actually watched a court case unfold. I think it was probably 6 or 7 years ago now, with somebody who sued Walmart for letting them go for that reason, and Walmart won. They prevailed because it's in the handbook, and because they say it's to protect their employees.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we get some comments here. Some good comments too.
Yes, I agree, Alice.
that are coming in here on this. And keep the comments coming because we want to hear about it. How do we get this Vermont Strong license plate? I know you posted up something about it.
So, well, you can order them through the DMV, and there are other places you can buy them. If somebody has bought a bundle of them already, you can purchase them from somebody who has them. I have mine right in my room. I need to put it in my car today. But what I posted this morning is there's been such a response that they're making the plates as fast as they possibly can.
Okay.
And so it's taking a little bit longer. When they first started doing it, they were putting them out the door within days. People were getting their plates within 3 or 4 days. That's not the case anymore.
Okay.
So, you just be patient. They are making them. They have your order and they're on their way.
All right.
Yeah.
Did you ask for my permission to post up this video reel of Sundub?
No, but I don't ask your permission for anything, dear.
That's my band. Did you post that up? That's my band.
Obviously, I did because if
my band.
You'll be all right. I think you're gonna make it.
Go ahead.
So, let's go back to Yipes for a minute.
Yeah.
So right now it's undercoating season.
Yes, it is.
Now's the time to think about it. So you get it all undercoated. It's decent weather. It's time to dry, right? Do all those great things that it needs to do its job. And Yipes is taking those calls right now for appointments for the wool wax undercoating. And so give them a call and set that appointment up, 802-479-0055.
I'll say this.
For the undercoating.
There's a lot of organizations and people that do undercoating. And frankly, some of them do, can I just be real
a shitty
here?
job.
A shitty job.
Yeah, not the case down here.
Exactly my point.
And they do so many other things. They do spray and bed liners. They can do all kinds of different racks for your cars, for skis, or the luggage racks, and all kinds of what do they call those? The tools, little compartments that go on your roof, and little like lift gate things in the back of your cars that you can, and carriers and all kinds of stuff. They do a lot of stuff there.
Yeah, they sure do.
But undercoating is the big thing right now. They're now taking appointments for undercoating.
Love them. What else? I'm letting you go. You go.
And Chris Massey says it's our band, JD.
What? Oh, did I say?
Yeah, because you left Chris out.
I said it was mine?
You big old jerk.
Damn it. I meant ours, me and Massey.
Yeah. And then Vermont news, I thought this was a big thing. A Shelburne man, Gregory Fitzgerald, has been in jail for 30 years. He's 66 years old now.
Yes.
Murdered his wife, Amy, in Shelburne, and was convicted and sentenced to life. But he is getting a second chance under a plea deal.
What's that all about?
Absolutely absurd.
What is this plea deal?
Well, it's giving him a second shot at making it out in the big world. But
why him and not everyone else though that's murdered their wives?
And I wish it wasn't him
good
either.
Behavior? Good behavior?
Who knows? How can you not behave there? I guess, but. So that's kind of like big in the news, the top story for Vermont this morning.
Wow.
As it should be. I mean, I just think that sometimes you have to shake your head and really wonder what these people are doing. And then one of the saddest movies, and one of my most favorite movies of all times, is Shawshank Redemption.
I love that movie. I have it on DVD. I love it.
When he was, released, and it just wasn't working for him.
Do you cry? Because I do.
Every time.
So do I.
I feel differently about that whole situation than I do this. But is it?
Yep.
Sometimes you just hope that the outcomes are similar.
Yep.
Just saying.
Yeah.
That's
no,
not very nice. I know. I'll go to hell for saying that. You're not supposed to wish that stuff on people, but I am who I am.
I'm seeing this morning that synthetic cannabis that was sold in New York has tested positive for opioids. Mm-hmm. Isn't that nice?
Yeah. Well, and I've talked to you about that before, that they do lace marijuana with fentanyl and now xylazine. And you can't, we had that young boy, 14 years old, die behind his parents' garage last year.
Right.
And that was because he literally was smoking a joint. He bought a joint. And we all know that the majority of kids will at least experience with marijuana. And I say nothing anymore is safe. Nothing.
Can you, if you have some pot and do they have is there like any kind of testing stuff out there? There
are test strips for yes. So there are fentanyl test strips. You can get them. Dick Wabi just spoke with us about that last week, and his I attended a seminar. There's another one today with his son Reed, and you can get them most places that have any sort of, and you can get them at the pharmacy, but most of I know they give them out at the ER, they give them out at Turning Point, CBSAS. I believe Joe Aldsworth with the Berry City Fire Department has some.
Where you can test the marijuana
you can
that
test
you have?
Whatever drug you have to make sure that it is not contaminated with opiates.
Okay. Interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. We have this Richmond guy that was arrested after allowing himself to be chased by the police at a very high speed. Mm-hmm. Adam Tatro busted. What a story that was.
I know.
And the car went up in flames.
Right, burst into flames, and it was a stolen car.
Yeah, and
so very sorry to them.
Even after it went in flames, he wouldn't get out of the car.
I know.
So they had to tase him and pull him out.
Yeah, because he was being
bro.
Yeah.
If the car's on fire, opt for the arrest.
Yeah. Well, he was probably probably under the influence would be my guess, and totally right out of his mind. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Longtime Dartmouth head football coach Buddy Tevens died at 66 from super young.
Yeah. Do we know why?
Can you just imagine that? Sustained injuries sustained in a bicycle accident.
Holy shit. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
We have some chat about the new COVID-19 vaccine.
Which I'm not getting, by the way. I'm all done with all that vaccine bullshit. Yeah. I've gotten all the vaccines I'm going to get. And I really feel like I have had some side effects that are pretty intense from those. Yeah. And not going to lie, I have to wonder if that's some of the issues with my eyes.
Yeah.
Never had... I've been doing this stuff with my eyes now for a year.
Yep.
Getting injections. It was a year, the 27th of August, and there's still no end in sight. And I just have to wonder. It all came on literally so close to my final vaccine.
Yeah. Same deal with me, and of course you know about this. I don't know if I shared this on the air or not, but right after I got the vaccine, I was breaking out in hives. I've never had hives in my life ever. I can eat, drink, smear my body with anything, and I get no reaction. I'm not allergic to anything, man. Mm-hmm. I mean nothing. Mm-hmm. I have no allergies at all whatsoever. I've never had hives. I didn't even know what they were. But holy shit, was I breaking out? And I went to a dermatologist, and they were like, "Yeah, this is pretty common side effect to the vaccine. It's hives, people getting hives. It's all over the country." So I don't know. I don't know. It was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It just I'm all done with that whole vaccine thing. For me, because of medical issues, they highly recommend that I get the pneumonia vaccine and the flu vaccine and the this and the that. And I've always gotten the pneumonia, which you only have to do every 3 years, and the flu. And then I got the COVID because my doctor strongly suggested that I get the vaccine, but I'm just all done with that stuff.
Yeah,
So
I understand.
Don't forget that today is the kickoff of the Heritage Festival.
Yes, it is.
And a big thank you to Nicholas and the city of Barrie for making sure that the big flag is hanging over Main Street for that event.
Yes.
All kinds of great things going on. We've got the tours at the Granite Museum, Rock of Ages, the Opera House, the Lenny's tent sale kicked off today. And of course, the farmers market is today, and all kinds of great events now right through till the end of Saturday.
I gotta go.
Check out the full. You can check it out in the World. That the full schedule is listed there. You can check it out on our page, and of course, you can find it on the Barrie Partnership page.
Who's the concert in the park tomorrow night? Do you know off the top of your head?
I believe it's Allie.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe. But there's also an event going on over at the Elks Club. So I'm a little bit confused because it says that she's the opening act for that as well. So I'm not real sure. I need to double check on that because
Alec T's amazing.
Maybe she's gonna jog from one place to the other. They're close to each other, and you know she's good.
Also want to give a shout out to one of our presenting sponsors, and of course that would be FGB Theaters in the Paramount Theater right in the Granite City, where they have matinees every Saturday and Sunday. The Capitol Theater is closed because of the flood, but the Paramount Twin Cinema in Barrie is wide open 7 days a week. The Taylor Swift Eras Tour movie, which is coming to the Paramount on Friday, October 13th, is going to be massive. Raylene, I don't give a shit whether you like Taylor Swift or not. This one is going to be huge. I might drag you down the sidewalk to the Paramount Theater to see this movie, this concert.
Good luck with that. Just saying.
I'm telling you, it is going to be massive. Tickets are on sale now for all of the show times through November 5th at fgbtheaters.com. You can get your tickets now. You can buy them in advance right online. We have The Haunting in Venice, which looks amazing. Friday through Thursday Eve at 7 o'clock. You got a Saturday matinee at 4:30, Sunday at 4:30 as well. And then The Nun that looks scary as hell too. I mean, there's they look really good. I mean, I've seen the trailer, and it looks like something that I don't want to bring Lily to, but I would love to go. So don't forget, we always post up the show times on Aired Out. Keep watching the page. Raylene is kicking ass with it. She does everything on there. FGBtheaters.com. So make this your week to see a movie. Press conference at 11 o'clock this morning, I think.
Yes.
With
just updates from the governor.
Our governor, yeah. Flood stuff and other stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. And then we got a message last night, and I just want to share this message because, one, I said I would, and one, because I think that we do have a great amount of compassion and empathy for everyone and all that they are going through and have gone through since July 10th. And we know July 10th is the big fucking flood. That's what it is. That's plain and simple. So Hello, I have been following you and watching your live every morning this past couple of weeks. My children and I owned a home in the Berlin Trailer Park. Along with every family in this community, we all lost our belongings and homes in the flood. I have been fortunate enough to receive assistance from FEMA and found a house to rent starting September 29th. My 15-year-old daughter and I have been jumping from Airbnbs to hotels, and after staying with my mom in her one-bedroom apartment for a couple of weeks following the flood, my son and his girlfriend, who have lived in our home as well, have been staying with my son's friend's parents in their basement. The Berlin Trailer Park residents need help. The homes are sitting full of mold and every family is displaced. There has been little help for this community. Can you please reach out to the Barrie community for help from organizations or individuals or businesses to help with financial assistance and just support for these families? Not me. I'm okay. I want my community to have the help. There is a video on YouTube, Cedar Drive Flood 2023, and I posted a video on my page for from September 9th. Thank you. So we know that they were hard hit, and I let her know that we actually have Greg, who sits on the Diversity and Equity Committee here in the city, lived in the park. He too lost everything. I know a few other people that live there. It's definitely devastating. And I feel horrible. And I think that all people have been trying to help as much as they possibly can. And what you need.
Is this the park that's over like behind the World newspaper?
No, behind CBS.
Oh, over there. Okay.
The one, so you take that little road,
Yeah.
and it's your first lift. It's right behind the transportation garage.
Yep. Okay.
So so I wanted to know that I would definitely give a shout out, and that there have definitely been so many people going through the same struggle, and I reach so that she knows that there is help too. There is help for people. There are all kinds of not only financial avenues, but mental health support. And unfortunately, none of it works quick.
No.
None of it happens in a matter of a couple of days. And I heard at City Council the other night that some of the buyouts and some of the processes with FEMA can take 2 and 3 years. So when Tom sat here a few weeks ago and said, we're just getting started in the recovery mode, and this could literally be years, he wasn't kidding. And my heart breaks for them all, and I wish that somehow, some way, all of us could work together to make everyone whole. But that's the trouble, is there's so many to make whole.
So you shot this lady some resource info.
I shot her a message back, told her that we would give the shout out, and told her some things that are going on. And then last night and this morning, I worked to get a list of resources together so that I can get that all typed up and sent over to her. To know what's available for those in the town of Berlin.
Can we get her on the air?
Possibly. We could certainly ask. Okay. So I just wanted to share her story and let her know that she has been heard. She has been heard.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of people that feel that
they feel deserted.
They feel they haven't been heard.
Yeah.
So,
They do. And, and talk to the town as well. And you see if you can get committees going there to help out.
I mean, if we can get her on the air, I would love to do that.
Mm-hmm.
We've got CHRIS Dags with us right now, who's checking in. Where the hell are you, anyways, Dags?
Oh, I'm over on the North Shore right now. What's going on with you?
Good morning, buddy. How are you?
Not sitting in a
I'm excellent.
Adirondack chair in my backyard yet.
No, you're not.
No. Soon enough, couple days, right?
Buddy,
Right.
we cannot wait for you to make your way back to Barrie and perform Saturday night, this coming Saturday night at the Heritage Festival. The last time you were in town was, what was that? August, beginning of August, I think. Yeah, when he was over at the Den playing up on stage for a flood benefit and over in Williamstown, and look at the reaction of the people that were in the crowd. They were like, "Holy shit!
I know.
Who's
Who
this
is
dude?
that guy?
Who's this dude? Where's
with
he
the
from?"
accent?
Yeah. He says coffee. I mean, we love this guy. We love you, Dags, so much, bud.
Yeah. What an awesome stage to play on. That was a good time. But hey, I want to talk a little bit more. Like, how's things going up there? You know, like I was saying before, you feel a little detached when you're not fully in it. Even though I'm only a few hours down here in Massachusetts, I do stay away from the news on purpose. But that also ultimately sometimes keeps you out of the loop. How's everybody recovering up there? What's going on with you guys?
It's a slow process.
Very.
We were just talking about that we're moving forward, but you know, we're everyone is relying on government, and everyone knows how that goes. Yeah,
sure.
It's a very slow process, and so we're relying on government and then each other. And thankfully, the quick part of it all is that we're relying on each other, because we help as much as we can.
When I was up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't mean to talk over you there, really. Sorry. No, I felt that it was, even though I was only in town for a couple of days, JD he brought me around, and I got to meet quite a few people through the show and just at the bar the night before, and he kind of drove me around to some specific places, and I did get the feel that oftentimes when you see in tragedy where, you know, regardless of where you might point the blame or some of the, you know, the regret that might pop up, what we could have done, what we didn't do. There was just a lot of people just pulling together for each other. And, you know, I'm hoping that this show kind of gives everybody a little bit of break from that, you know?
Yeah, we're very fortunate in that way, that we're a super strong community and state, really, I think.
Yeah.
And we're quite blessed that the Heritage Festival was not canceled altogether. At one point,
yes.
At one point that was kind of in limbo. We weren't sure if it was going to be bagged altogether or just postponed, and we're so lucky that it's been postponed. The weather is, if anything, it's even better. It's cooler. The nights are cooling down. Chris, you're going to be playing. What time do you start Saturday night? 5 o'clock or so?
I think it's. Oh man, I want to say 5:45. It's for an hour and a half. So
okay.
I think it starts at 5:45 is when I go on, I believe. Yeah. So.
Tell us.
I'll be up there in plenty of time regardless. So sorry, I don't know the specific on that, but I plan on being up there. Way before that. So I want to see everybody else play too, you know.
And tell folks that are maybe not familiar with you and your music and your style of music, if you can kind of touch on that just a little bit.
Yeah, it's still like, I still don't know my genre, to be honest with you. Like, I've been recently writing a lot of like Christian CCM kind of songs that have been nice to take a departure from some of the country. You know, for the longest time I've been trying to write what I think radio and publishing companies and record labels in Nashville want to hear, and I love listening to that stuff, but sometimes writing that stuff doesn't seem to really like do it for me, even though I might end up with a good song. It's I don't know. So I've been trying out some other different things. Kind of like I said, I've been writing some Christian songs, and I've been drawn towards some Christian artists lately. This guy Ben Fuller, he just did a collab with Jody Messina, which you guys obviously must remember her from late 90s, 2000s. She's from Massachusetts. I think grew up in Holliston. And anyway, massive female country artist, influential, and Ben's from Vermont. You guys must have
Yep.
heard of Ben Fuller. I mean,
Yep.
his story is amazing, and I've been following him for about a year now. When he came out with that song "Who I Am," it crossed my Spotify, and I've just been kind of hooked. And next thing you know, that brings you on to like this guy Zach Williams, and then Need to Breathe, and then Tasha Layton, and they're all in this kind of Christian community. So that's been something different for me. It's kind of, it hasn't been as challenging, interestingly enough, even though I'm not somebody who I would consider as strong in my faith on a regular basis. There's been a lot of lyrics that have been coming. I'll probably play a song or two at the Tunbridge show, but
You
did I
mean
say Tunbridge,
the
JD?
heritage?
Wasn't that year? I just had a flashback from about a decade when we did a Tunbridge
Yes,
festival.
yes.
Wow.
The Tunbridge.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, man. Tunbridge was a hoot, but yeah, this is Heritage Festival this weekend, man.
Heritage, excuse me.
Yeah.
But but also been kind of revisiting some of like the '90s pop rock that I got my start in, which we've talked about on the air before, just being in Orlando and Matchbox 20 and Creed and other stuff like that. So I've been kind of just messing around with that. I haven't been playing out live as much. I've just been a little bit more focusing on the writing, but obviously still love writing country. And it got to a point for me recently where I just think I just had to step away a little bit because it was getting a little mechanical, and it wasn't striking that feeling that I love to get. At the end of the day too, I'm a melody guy. Like, as much as I love lyrics and I know how important they are, I could sit on the edge of my bed and strum 3 chords and just make sounds, and that really like hits me. And that's why I always say I'm melody first. I know a lot of people are lyrics first, but for me, that's how I write typically. I have a melody, and sometimes words will start to form within that melody, and then an idea comes to me, and I'm kind of going back to that, which is how I started writing music before I ever, had any sort of exposure or attraction or even played on a stage. And it feels good. So hopefully some of that will come out on the show on Saturday. Yeah, man, that's just looking forward to getting up there. I love the fall. It's my favorite time of year. So.
You've already picked up some fans from Williamstown. I'm sure they're going to be there Saturday night. But man, we're just I just love seeing you, brother. I mean, every time I'm with you, it's never long enough, and after you leave, I'm always bummed out. I'm like, I need some more Dags in my life, man. We always have such a great time.
Say that first line again. That sounds like a lyric, JD. Every time I spend time with you, it's never long enough. Look at that. That's so good.
Listen,
I feel the same way, though, man. We talked about that plenty of times. It's like, it's a shame that we let 3 hours be the barrier, because obviously if I lived up there, I'd see you a lot more. But I think we're making a better effort at that. This is now, this will be the second time that we see each other within the last couple of months, and I know you guys have some plans to maybe come down here. I don't know if you shared it with Raylene yet, but I sent you a picture of that room that is just prime for podcasts. I'd love you guys to come down and do like a mobile podcast, kind of meet some of the people that I'm with down here. I hang with a lot of characters, JD. I got a lot of funny friends.
Oh my God, I know you too. I have not shared any of that with Raylene yet. But
okay.
Man, that would be an absolute hoot and a half.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I think it would be a way to, not that I don't know what you guys have as far as listeners down this way. I'm sure you have quite a bit just through New England, but I know that if given the opportunity, a lot of these people down here would gravitate towards the podcast, and if we had a couple of these people I'm thinking about on while we're down here, that would help with that, and I think it could just be a fun conversation. I get into conversations with some of my friends sometimes, and we start just telling stories from the past, and I'm like, this stuff is unbelievable. This needs to be this. I'm just busted. I mean, laughter is so important, and I don't do it enough, and I know a lot of people probably don't. But one thing I love about the opportunity with some of these podcasts is you can just really sit there unhinged and just be yourself and tell stories, and the amount of laughter that comes out, and it shows growth. A lot of the stories I would tell are not who I am now, but they're still really funny, you know?
Well, listen, man, and it's like we've said this so many times that we're hoping to get back into our studio on North Main Street in Barrie at some point. And when we do, we can't wait to have you with us. It's just
I want to play on that stage so bad. I've seen all the other artists
You
you've had out there,
will.
and I'm so envious because what an amazing spot, and how I never made it up there to do that before. But I was traveling so much to Nashville the last few years that
right.
it was and I haven't been down there in a few months, and this happens sometimes where I need to kind of just step away and get back into writing on my own. You know, co-writing's massive down there, and there's such an amazing thing that can come out of co-writing, but it's also like speed dating sometimes, and you wow, you know, you hop on a Zoom call with two people that you've never met before, and you guys try to, you know, write a song. And there's something that's beautiful about that, but there's also something sometimes that just feels not as inspiring as I'd like it to feel. So I still toy with that. I wouldn't say that I'm the best kind of co-writer out there. And some of these people in Nashville are just like, wow, they can sit down and write 2-3 songs a day, it seems like, and they're cranking it out, you know, 5-7 days a week. And that pace I can do for I could do it for a length of time, and then I need to like step back
Dags loves
and
to
write by myself.
He loves to go down to the river in my backyard and sit down there and just
Jam.
well, no, just write music and just relax and
Well,
pluck,
it's a
around
great
on
spot to do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
as long as the
It really
chickens and
is,
ducks stay away from you, right,
Yeah,
Dax?
watch out for the chickens and the ducks. They're everywhere. They'll shit on you too. They'll jump
Yeah,
right.
well, that's all right. I'll shit back on them. That's fine. No. No, we hang out. I hung out with all your wildlife last time I was in town. I got to JD's house like 2 hours before he was there, and I think I was already out of cell service, Raylene, by the time you tried to get in touch with me. So I found myself just kind of sitting over by the river and pulled up my guitar, and next thing you know, I'm playing like all these old songs I hadn't played in a long time, and I think it was like, I don't know, it was like they were just sitting there waiting for me from a decade ago when I came up and first met JD. And
all the
he had
ducks
a video
in
of me sitting out back.
Reflection.
Yes,
It's the
they're all just-
reflection. Yeah.
He had an audience.
Exactly.
He had an audience. Man, listen, we just can't wait to have you. We're so lucky that you're going to be back with us, and you never know when we're going to go live. But at some point, I'm sure on Saturday night, while you're at the Heritage Stage in City Hall Park, we'll be live. But once again, Chris Dags is coming back, and we just can't wait. I'm so happy.
Yeah,
I'm so thrilled.
It's gonna be a beautiful night. I think there's gonna be a lot of just kind of like release, you know, from everything that's been going on. It's the weather's changing. We're going into a different season, and it's like you said, it didn't get canceled. It just got postponed, and I'm really looking forward to seeing a lot of the other acts. So I'm gonna get up there nice and early, and you know, anyone who's there, if you guys see me hanging out and you want to come say hello, please do. I'd love to chat with everybody.
All right, brother. Listen, how can people find your music? How can they find it, buy it, and support you?
Yeah, so you can always go to, you know, Spotify, head on over there. It's all right if you guys just want to stream it. I do the same thing with most people's music, and it's just under Dags, capital DAGS. As far as social media goes, Instagram is Dags Music Now, and that's the same for Facebook. And you can, you know, I'm starting to get a little bit more active again on Instagram with posting things. And I've never really been one to like talk into the camera and kind of like do a lot of that stuff that I see people do on Instagram. But I do think I'm going to start being a little bit more engaging just with what's on my mind, and music wise, not really so much life wise, but I think I'm going to, you know, start offering a little bit more of that. Someone mentioned Twitch to me the other day. They think I should maybe get on, because one of the things I do a lot is just rehearse, like any songwriter or artist does. But there's a lot of like gold that happens within the rehearsing, but there's also a lot of like, whoa, did he just hit that note? Or but that whole process I think is important. And I think on Twitch is an area where I can kind of just set the camera up and go. I guess I could do it on live Instagram too, but seeing as I go so far in between, posting things on Instagram, somebody that I'm working with marketing was just suggesting, why don't you just go ahead and let people into that overall, experience of you, whether you're learning a new cover tune or how you're going about the writing, let them see that and see how that goes. So that's something that's going to be happening pretty soon too. I'm feeling vulnerable really even talking about it, but we're going to probably try it.
All right, listen,
Nice.
Bring me one of those famous Marblehead roast beef sandwiches, would you, please?
You absolutely, you got it. No problem, guys. You guys have an
Hey,
awesome
love
day.
ya, and we'll
Thanks
see
for
you
calling.
soon. Safe travels. Can't wait to see you.
We'll see you soon, buddy.
Bye, guys.
All right, Chris Daggs, right there. God, I can't wait. It's gonna be a great weekend. It really is.
I'm looking forward to it. We're going to be busy, flat out busy. Saturday is going to be absolutely crazy for us. We need to be over at
we do.
Gusto's at 8:00 in the morning.
What?
For the annual Ladies Ride for Breast Cancer, the 10th and final ride.
I have to be there at 8:00 in the morning?
You do. Those girls are counting on us. And so we need to be there. We'll be kickstands up at 10:30. Then of course, the meal, and which is always fantastic, provided by Gusto's. The meal, the 50/50, the music, all of the silent auction, all of that stuff that will happen at Gusto's on the return. And then there's going to be a little break, and then an after party in the evening. It's kind of like the send-off of all of this being done with. So all of that information, who's playing, it's Dawn of Thunder during the day. I'm drawing a blank on who's playing at night, which is horrible. But all the information will be posted up again. I mean, we've been sharing it like crazy.
Yeah.
But then we also need to be participating in the parade and making sure that we're bringing that live to people. So, I mean, we have a lot going on.
And someone will still say, how come you guys weren't at the pancake?
Right. And because we are two people trying to do a whole lot of stuff.
That's right.
And so we're going to do the best that we can possibly do,
right,
while trying to enjoy ourselves as well, because, I mean, we suffered a great loss too.
Sure.
Our space, and sure, we're here, we're fine. This is a good breath for us too, to be able to enjoy the fact that the city is back to the point that it's at,
right,
and I want to enjoy a little bit of it too. I don't want the whole time to be working.
Gonna crack a cold beverage?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, hello, that's a given.
All right.
But looking forward to that, and I hope a lot of people come out. And
Okay.
In the meantime, or even during the weekend during the Heritage Festival, if you haven't yet, stop in and check out our new presenting sponsor, Delicate Decadence.
Delicate Decadence.
Right on the main floor of the Blanchard Block in Barrie.
Vanna White is going to continue to serve as Wheel of Fortune co-host through 2026. I don't know how old she is, but she looks amazing. That's a national story, Raylene.
Well, that's what money and a good surgeon will do for you, love.
The United Auto Workers is threatening to expand targeted strike if there is no substantive progress by Friday. This is going to be ugly. Mm-hmm. Wow. All right. Don't forget, Logan Luce is going to be giving us sports recaps a couple of times a week. I think the next time he's going to be with us
tomorrow
is
morning.
Tomorrow
I
morning.
believe I heard you say.
Yes, tomorrow morning to set us up for Thursday Night Football. Do not miss this guy. He knows his shit.
Tomorrow morning we will also be with Heather Slayton. She's going to join us from Washington County Mental Health Services to tell us all about this segment of Wellness Wednesday, because we know that throughout the winter months, because we all need it so desperately, especially after the summer hell we just went through,
Sure.
The wonderful, amazing, free things that Washington County Mental Health brings to this community through Wellness Wednesday. Reiki, massage, the ear thingies, and herbal teas and acupuncture and all kinds of great things. Mm-hmm. And so it gives you a space to be well.
Yes, it does.
Hence the name of the building, which is Well Space.
My nose is whistling this morning. Can you hear it? It's got a whistle in it.
It does.
You know when that happens every now and then.
Yeah.
Don't forget Four Quarters podcast with Lori Shepard and CB tonight at 5:30 right here where you are now. Mm-hmm. Fly on the Wall Productions. It is going to be amazing. They're going to set you up for everything you need to know. Not just NFL football, but everything. Local sports, too. Mm-hmm. So thanks, everyone. Thanks for tuning in this morning, having some fun with us. Thanks to Delicate Decadence, our newest sponsor. And thanks to the World Newspaper for always keeping us up to speed on what the hell's going on in central Vermont. And there's so much of it. So we appreciate them as well.
Have a great day, everyone.
Have a fantastic day. Thank you for liking and following and sharing and commenting and doing all that stuff with us here on Aired Out. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up, especially if you like to see. Come on, Raylene. This. You can give a thumbs down, too. I mean, any kind of reaction. But it's important. Engage with us, all right?
He loves himself so much.
We're always live. We're always local. We're never edited. And thanks, everyone.
Love ya.
Talk to you soon. Be well. God bless. Thanks to CHRIS DAGS for coming on with us this morning. We'll catch you real soon.